Is the planet going to be destroyed? Are we going to be overtaken by alien forces? What about lying signs and wonders? What about Project Bluebeam? What about aliens from other planets coming to our planet? So from the Christian perspective, and not all my friends and family members are Christians, and not even all Christians look at this the same way that I do. So the Christian world says God made the world. The secular world, they say, hey, this all came about by accident. Or evolution is what they like to call it, so that it's not exactly an accident, but there is no creator per se. The Christian world says God claims to have made the world. The details that he gives in the scriptures don't seem to say exactly how he did it, at least not in a way that really makes sense to all of us. But the world looks so organized and so planned, and there's so much symmetry that most of us who are Christian, we look at this and we say, I don't think that randomness and evolution would bring about this kind of symmetry. Now the non-Christian world, they're like, oh yeah, but symmetry is what causes everything to work correctly. So in the evolutionary world, symmetry finds itself happening because it's what allows something to survive. It's what allows survival of the fittest. It's what allows animals and people to survive. So I haven't found that gigantically persuasive that somehow that animals and people and these little one-celled animals start out as little bits of protein, and then they become complex DNA. And it seems to happen not just for humans, but all across creation. Or from a non-Christian perspective, all across the planet. And I suppose even out into other planets. And the patterns that seem so impossible to happen by accident are not just found in humans and not just in the primates, but all across the world. There is a creation that happens between male and female. Other people say, yeah, but worms don't use sexual reproduction. They can reproduce all by themselves, in fact. But to me, because the majority of creation happens with what appears to be male and female, there is something very planned. But from the non-Christian perspective, or from the atheist perspective, we find people saying, even creation, which appears to be sexual, and which in the modern era seems to have acquired its own perspective. Maybe that's not quite the right word. Maybe it's more accurate to say that we have a perspective about it that has all this shame attached to it, embarrassment. When I grew up on a farm and we would see the animals reproducing, the shame sort of went away. It just seemed so normal, so natural. The argument could be made that that's the way that heaven intended it. So the world's perspective on these things differs from the Christian perspective in that reproduction and creation is nothing more than a physical desire. The Christian world says, where did that physical desire come from? We believe that it was actually given to us so that the great plan of God could be carried out. As we look at this, as we learn about this, as we start to think these things out prayerfully, the Holy Ghost starts to help us figure it out and think it out and understand it. So, my fellow TikTok people, And anyone anywhere in the world that is looking for a way to understand and make sense of what's happening right now and what's coming, I would argue that the scriptures are very helpful. God bless all you. God bless America. God bless all you who are looking to prepare your lives for the return of Jesus Christ.